The Fed15 podcast is presented by Serving Those Who Serve, a financial planning practice serving federal government employees and retirees all over the country. This podcast is for informational purposes only and is not intended to be taken as financial advice. All listeners should consult their personal advisors before taking any action. The opinions expressed by our hosts are their own and do not reflect the views, policies, or position of either Raymond James or Serving Those Who Serve. Securities are offered through Raymond James Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services are offered through Raymond James Financial Services Advisors, Inc. Serving Those Who Serve is not a registered broker-dealer and is independent of Raymond James Financial Services, Inc.
Welcome, everyone, to the Fed15 podcast presented by Serving Those Who Serve. Each week, we'll discuss the latest news and info the feds need to know in 15 minutes-ish or less. Sometimes I run long. That's all on me. So whether you are a seasoned federal employee or just starting out in your career, Fed15 got you covered. So grab your coffee, your energy drink, your green juice, whatever gets you going, kick back, and we will tell you everything you need to know, but just might have missed. We're your host. I'm Dan Seif, and I am joined by the incredible Chelsea English. How you doing, Chelsea?
Hey, Dan. Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Well, this is my favorite 4-year season, my geeky, unappreciated sport, track and field. Every 4 years we care about track and field, and boy, howdy do we. So you've been watching the Olympics?
Sure have. Just like you, I love the Olympics. It's so exciting. Like you and I were talking about earlier, it just brings everyone together across the globe, and not many chances we get to do that. I know you're into track and field. I personally prefer the gymnastics side of things. I don't know if you've been watching any of the gymnastics.
Oh, yes.
Oh my gosh. It's just breathtaking. Honestly, watching the gymnasts, it's unbelievable. And something where, they're competing individually, but they're part of this team, and seeing the team element, it's just so cool. And what they're doing is just unbelievable, truly.
And the way unexpected heroes arise, like the young man on the pommel horse.
Oh my gosh. Stephen. Yep.
That is just otherworldly. Watching it, it's like, I'm pretty sure he's breaking 4 to 6 laws of physics.
Something like that.
And what he's doing. And then I think they're having a lot more fun with stats and visuals because they were showing how high Simone is when she's completing some things. So basically, she's doing a flip and she's going over Victor Wembanyama.
Oh, yeah. Over 12 feet. And when you consider that she's only 4'8", yep. I mean, that's just the power she has to propel her body into the air that far. And, I went to Michigan, so I love any chance to call out some Wolverines when I can. The men's national gymnastics team, they've got 2 Wolverines representing. So love to see them. They both knocked it out of the park.
Nice. And on the topic of bringing things together, Flavor Flav. Okay. Did not see it coming that he would sponsor the women's water polo team. So super cool. And then this week, NC2A discus champion Veronica Fraley revealed that she was struggling to make her rent because her scholarship only goes so far. And Flavor Flav and Alex Ohanian from Reddit covered it. So just, you can't make this up. This is the only time that you're going to find an intersection of those 3 people. Think of what it takes to form that Venn diagram and stepping up. So way to go, Flav. I'm going to resist the temptation to throw out a yeah boy here. I'm sure our listeners will appreciate that. So I could talk Olympics all day and we'll get hate mail for that, I know. So we do have some Fed stuff here to discuss. And Chelsea, you've got an interesting article that you're amplifying having to do with first years of Fed. Tell us about that.
Yes. So today we're diving into an important topic for anyone stepping into the world of federal employment, navigating your first year as a federal employee. This is an exciting journey, and understanding what to expect during your probationary period can really set the stage for a successful career in federal service. So let's get into it. First off, let's talk about the federal probationary period. This period varies depending on the agency and the position that you're in. So for those in competitive services, you're looking at a 1-year probationary period. And if you're in accepted services, it's usually 2 years. During this time, your supervisors will be assessing your performance, conduct, and character through periodic reviews and feedback. Think of this as a time to shine and show them that you're the right fit for the job. The evaluation process helps address performance issues early on. However, if it turns out the role isn't the right fit, the employer can decide to terminate employment during this time. Now, you might be wondering about pay and benefits during this probationary period. The good news is that as a new federal employee, you generally have access to the same benefits and career opportunities as permanent staff. You're eligible for federal benefits like health and life insurance, the TSP, Thrift Savings Plan, and the Federal Employees Retirement System. Unlike many private sector plans, you don't have to wait through a vesting period to benefit from employer match contributions. That's a good one. Plus, there are some agency-specific perks like training programs, transportation and fitness subsidies, flexible schedules, telework, and educational benefits, all depending on supervisor approval, of course.
Sure.
Now, navigating this probationary period can be nerve-wracking, but here are some tips to help you succeed. First, understanding your role. Make sure you fully grasp your job responsibilities and don't hesitate to ask questions if anything is unclear. I know, sometimes there's this fear around asking questions, especially if you're new. You want to look like you know everything, but in general, people know that when you're new, you don't know everything. So I can't stress that enough. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Next, being proactive is key. Seek out opportunities to contribute beyond your immediate duties. This not only shows your commitment, but also helps you stand out. Also, be sure to take advantage of all of the resources available to you, like training programs and workshops to enhance your skills. And remember, maintaining professional conduct and staying informed about federal employee news will serve you well. So what happens after you complete your probationary period? Well, you transition to permanent status, which means you've met your agency's expectations and are now fully integrated into the federal workforce. This brings increased job security, stronger termination protections, and broader appeal rights. Lastly, to secure your future as a Fed, focus on your job performance, learn from your mistakes, and take advantage of all of the learning opportunities available to you. And if you need assistance with your benefits, contact us here at Serving Those Who Serve. We're here to help you navigate this journey. So
absolutely.
Really exciting. If you're a new Fed, absolutely, check out the article on our blog for more detailed information there. And Dan, what do you have to tell us about part-time work and the impact on federal benefits?
Absolutely. I'll jump into that. But, closing comment, folks, we are super proud of the fact that we're going to be teaching and serving Feds at every age. I don't have to say it. You've probably already figured it out. There's so-called experts out there that aren't interested in you until you're 5 years away from retirement. Okay. Well, they have their own reasons for that. I won't get into a full-throated bash on that one. But we're here to make sure that at every stage of your career, we're producing something that's going to help. And so we're really proud of the fact that we're writing that stuff about somebody in their first year. I'm going to be gone by the time you get to retirement age. Okay. Just letting you know that I'm not going to be here. But, hopefully, Chelsea and Caitlin and the rest of the crew will be. So we're super proud of that. So had to take a proud pops moment on that. Thanks for that, Chelsea.
Thanks for adding that, Dan. Important.
Yep. Okay. Part-time work, really misunderstood. And so we have a great article on it. I'm not going to cover every single component of it because some of it is a reiteration of other things like, FERS formula and CSRS formula, things like that. So one thing to remember, folks, if you're hearing it here, it's in print on our website. So be sure to take a moment, if we're talking about something here, to loop back to that so you can go in a little deeper. So massive misunderstanding around part-time work. So people think they don't get a pension sometimes, or they lose benefits, things like that. Couldn't be further from the truth. And there are times where strategic use of part-time can actually extend your federal career and get you more benefits. So quick flyover. Pretty much everybody knows full-time Fed, you work your career, you're going to have all the great benefits along the way, and you're going to have that CSRS or FERS pension, the ability to carry health insurance into retirement. What a lot of people don't know is that having some part-time service in there doesn't short circuit everything. Okay. Does it affect the formula? Yes, but it does it in a fair and understandable way. So for starters, part-time employees are going to be working between 16 and 32 hours per week, or 32 and 64 hours per pay period. It's always going to be a prearranged schedule. So you're going to be set. And guess what? If you're working 32 hours a week, you're still going to get all the benefits, and you're still going to have the pension, and you're still going to be able to carry health insurance. So let's talk about why somebody might choose part-time work. Well, for starters, it might be the way you come in. Okay. You might be coming in through an internship. And that's really important stuff, because that counts towards your ultimate pension and service dates. Or, for raising a family, caring for sick relatives. Okay. If you are a strong family person, you're going to make those types of decisions, and you may very well find that your agency and your supervisor is more than happy to keep you in the fold, maybe doing 32 hours instead of 40. And that's not going to blow up everything in either CSRS or FERS. So that's important to note. What's going to happen, though, is that you're going to end up sort of creating a fraction. Okay. So whether you're CSRS or FERS, and, any more CSRS folks, we don't forget you, but in reality, there's way more FERS folks. There's 44,000 of you CSRS folks, and we're going to keep writing and broadcasting for you until that's down to zero. And then we're probably still going to keep doing it because you'll be retirees. But the vast majority of folks in federal service right now are FERS. So when you get to a part-time situation, so let's say that you do a 40-year federal career and your last 5 years are part-time. What's going to happen is we're going to do the calculation, we're going to apply your years of service times, and if you're doing 40 years, you're probably going to be over 62. So it's going to be times 1.1%. And so that would be 44% pension until the part-time is factored in. What they're going to do is they're going to use two numbers, and they create a numerator and a denominator. So for ease of numbers, let's do it on a small level. So let's say that the total number of hours worked in this example was 100 hours. Your career is going to be way more hours than that, but you worked 90 of them. So that's 9/10, 90%. So after you do the whole calculation, you're going to multiply it times 0.9. It's important to understand these things. And if you need help, we're here for that. Okay. You can reach us at ask.stws, stwserve.com. We can walk you through it. We cover it in our webinars. So hitting the right balance of it, because let's say you're at 60, you have some life challenges, family challenges, things like that, for which you need additional time. You doing 4 years of part-time to get past 62 to get the 1.1% pension calculation could improve your situation. So it's something that's worth working through. Crunch the numbers. We can help you do that. But part-time is a vital and valid component of a federal career. So don't sleep on it. Don't discount it. Okay. It's something that is there for you that you can utilize throughout your career. Be sure to hit our website, read up on this, because again, we're super proud of the fact that we are always producing this type of information for you. This may not seem like it's traditional financial planning. Yes. Do we have a full service fiduciary financial planning group? Absolutely. Do you ever have to discuss that part with us? Absolutely not. We're going to keep putting this stuff out to help you. So that's where we are.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Dan. I'm glad you went through all of that because, as you mentioned, I think there are so many misconceptions around part-time work.
Sure.
And putting that information out, it's going to help a lot of people. So glad you covered that. And
Absolutely.
that's all the time we have for today, folks. But we will be back next week to bring you all the latest updates you need to make informed decisions about your career and financial well-being as a Fed.
And be sure to hit that subscribe button, whether you're on YouTube or Spotify, so you don't miss a single episode. And please, please, please remember to share this with your friends and colleagues.
Yes, absolutely. And for more information on topics covered in today's show and more, be sure to check out our blog at blog.stwserve.com. Subscribe to our newsletter, The Weekly Serving, to get all the latest news for Feds delivered straight to your inbox every week.
We'll send it right to you. And don't forget our webinars pretty much every single week, but absolutely every single month. Sometimes we bunch up a few into the same week. Upcoming ones that you will probably not want to miss. On August 21st, we have our ever popular financial planning for federal employees. Ed Zerndorfer does a great job with it. That's August 21st from 11 until 2. And then hands down, the one that more and more Feds find us through this, and we get great reviews on it, is Understanding FEHB and Medicare and TRICARE for Feds. That's going to be August 28th from 10:30 to 2:30. That's our long 4-hour block. You're always stuck with me on that. You got the OG, but Ed Zerndorfer always manages to make that interesting. And if you decide that you are more of a one-on-one learner, again, you can reach us at ask.stws@stwserve.com or info@stwserve.com, and we can arrange an individual one-on-one consultation.
Absolutely. Thank you for listening to the Fed15. I'm Chelsea English.
And I'm Dan Sight.
And we'll see you next week.
That's right. You can't get rid of us, folks. We will be back.